You are listening to Unequaled with Jaycee Carroll and Ajay Salveson. But first, our friends, the Painted Roses.
Welcome to another edition of the Unequaled Podcast. Jaycee Carroll, second hardest man to get a hold of in the entire world. And I'm Ajay Salveson. Oh, man. I don't know. I know people who have like 40 missed phone calls and 253 unread text messages. I'm guessing that's you. I'm guessing you're one of those guys.
All right, let me tell you this. I go to bed every night with every text message returned and every phone call.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
It's interesting because I think there's 40 missed phone calls that I know I'd have left.
And you're here right now. So that means the phone really got returned.
Or is that
Right.
or is my name the capital letters on the phone? Do not yell.
All right, let me back up. A 24-hour policy. I return every text message or phone call within 24 hours. And my email inbox.
Jaycee, I had to call you twice.
But I
I was
returned
panicking. I was like,
But I returned it.
I'm not calling Tony Milton. I'm like, hey, you got to get a hold of Jaycee for me, man. I got to do it on you.
Here's a story from last week. So last week I told my wife, I was like, she's like, what are you doing? Like, hey, this is like 6 in the morning. I'm like, hey, I'm up fixing some electric fence. Okay. So I do the electric fence and I come home, change my clothes, and I leave. I go to my next thing, which I was golfing for the first time this spring. I'm golfing. I learned a long time ago that if I put my phone in my golf bag, one, I have a lot more fun, and two, I golf a lot better. So I put it in my golf bag, thinking I could hear a buzz if someone called. I'm golfing, and came to find out, I get done, I look, I had like 25 missed calls, a bunch of them from my wife. She's like, where have you been? But she had called friends. She had been out on the farm looking for me because she thought I was electrocuted somewhere in the ditch. Okay? And I was golfing. I was 2.5 hours golfing. And look, to tell me two things. One, there are a couple of people out there that they care about me and worry about me. And two, after I was okay, my wife immediately went from to anger and don't talk to me for the rest of the day. So it happens occasionally, but
Wait. Can you hear the end story? So when you called her and you're like, hey, I'm just getting off of hole 18 here.
yeah,
I'll be home in a while. What do you want for dinner?
yeah, that's where I was like, hey, what can I do for it? But I didn't know how far reaching it was until this morning. I was actually talking to somebody. They're like, hey, they found you. I was like, maybe they found you. I was like, yeah, there are people saying we can't find Jaycee, that he's somewhere. So I'll make sure my wife knows where I am from now on. But I kind of 24-hour policy, emails, phone calls are usually returned within 24 hours. And to your point, you did call yesterday, and you're sitting here today doing this. So
If you were like, oh, this guy calls me 4 times.
we got to return.
Chucking like, go, that same pond.
So here we are, and we're excited about what we're going to talk about today. Ajay has some cool ideas, some things to talk about.
Sure.
And we'll get some more guests on as we come up with these next few.
Yeah, we're a little bit late on this episode, scheduling conflicts and things had to be moved around. So here we are, but we got some great guests coming up here in the next few weeks in almost every sport, both female and male athletes and coaches as well. We're looking forward to having Coach Calhoun on. I think that'll be a fun one to be able to talk to them. I know you had a chance to spend a few minutes with him and then get to know Coach Calhoun. Wes Brooks was great the other week. He was just phenomenal, and they've announced some signees for this year's roster, and it looks really good. Gracie Johnson is coming back, which is huge. We wasn't sure if she was going to be coming back, but she is. Elise Livingston of Ridgeline is a massive local signing, which always brings people to the Spectrum to watch the local kids play. And then, Jared Calhoun, Danny Sprinkle leaves, and people are like, well, great, now who's he going to take with him? And then, Ian Martinez staying, Mason Falto staying, Fish staying. And then he adds on some really good athlete. I mean, you got the kid from SU. The roster he's putting together, I'm pretty excited about basketball season starting in November here for both men's and women's, Jaycee.
I am too. I'm excited to see what's going to happen on the women's side. Honestly, not to be mean or anything, but there's no way but up to go.
No, it's true. It's true.
So I look forward to that and seeing what coach's energy translate to as a product on the floor. And then, yeah, I had a chance to spend a couple of minutes with the new men's coach yesterday, and really, really good guy. I think he has a plan. He's been able to retain a lot of players, and a lot of those players have been on and to talk with us and talk about why they love Utah State. As far as bringing in recruits, obviously, Coach has his own expertise. He has his network, but I think it does speak highly to Utah State that some of these players are wanting to come. I think they've seen what the pro has been the last few years. It's a winning program, and it has been for a long time. If you want to have an awesome college basketball experience, college experience, and success, Utah State is definitely a place to come for basketball.
Hi, this is Karen Nielsen with Guild Mortgage in Logan, Utah. Beyond great rates, we're committed to ongoing customer service even after your loan closes. We want you to experience knowledge, communication, and amazing customer service for a lasting relationship. Make Guild Mortgage your trusted partner.
Let me ask you, play the hypothetical crystal ball thing with me, but a lot of players leave because their coach leaves.
Yeah.
It's just how the world works. Like, if my coach is leaving, I had a lot of success under him. I want to play for him. I want to go somewhere similar to that so we can have that same success. If Stu Morrill would have left, would you have gone to? Would you have looked elsewhere for a new place to play at?
No, probably not. I mean, it wouldn't have been my first thought. I'd be like, oh, dang, coach is leaving. Like, it just is. It's just something that never really would have entered my mind, honestly. I don't know why. I think if I was playing today, it would be a different story. But back when I was playing, it wasn't really an option. If coach leaves, it's like, all right. But then I would leave. I'd have to pretty much sit out a year and then play. So it just was different. Now, if I was sitting here with Coach Morrill today, in the atmosphere of college basketball that we have now, man, it's hard because it's not even a coach's style. Like his MO is kind of, we do it here my way, the Aggie way, and we didn't have a real close relationship with coach as players here. I had one or two sit down in his office meetings in my 4 years here. I love the guy to death. I'm grateful for the guy. I thought he was a great coach. When I left college and came back is when I got to see the personal side of coach. But that wasn't his style. And that, to be honest, 17 years ago, that wasn't a lot of the coach's style. It wasn't we're buds. It wasn't barbecues at my house. It wasn't that. That shift has changed, and I'm not saying it's better or worse. It's just different. That coaching generation with Jairus, Bobby Knight, Coach Krzyzewski. I played with a lot of Duke players that tell me Coach Krzyzewski's stories. And Coach Morrill was all of that was college athletics 25 years ago.
Can it still exist today? Because you mentioned those names. And then you look at Brian Dutcher, one of the best coaches in the country from San Diego State. Mark Few at Gonzaga has been phenomenal. Can it still happen? Can it still exist where a coach wants to be at a place for that long?
Oh, staying at a place for that long. Yeah, 100%. When I talk about coaching style, I'm talking about less of the cheer. It sounds like I say cheer, but the cheerleader type coach as opposed to the disciplinarian type coach. I think that disciplinarian type coach, real hard-nosed disciplinarian is kind of gone. I think Sprinkle had a nice balance of that, of pushing people to the brink, but then putting his arm around them. Some of those older coaches, they push you to the brink, but you didn't get a hug afterwards. It was just different.
Did you like it? Were you?
Yeah, that's all I knew about how sports were. I mean, that I had high school coaches kind of like that. My college coaches were like that. It wasn't until my last coach professionally that I had been in for 10 years. He was a very positive speaking coach, and I think that goes a long way. As I coach, that's my style. I will get on people. I will push them, but it's always, I'm mad at you because I know you're better than that. please understand how much better I know you are than that. And they usually try and live up to those expectations.
You looking for the best place to grab yourself a pizza and, of course, entertainment? Look no further than Ruby's Pizzeria and Grill at 795 East, 1400 North. Ruby's Pizzeria and Grill has your salads, delicious pastas, creative pizzas, all that including watching some good games on TV with your buddies. Ruby's Pizzeria and Grill also has a Thursday through Saturday 9 p.m. to midnight menu. That's right, 9 p.m. to midnight, Thursday through Saturday, you get the delectable items. Our producer, Adam Lurcher, and myself went there. Well, Adam had the chicken fingers. I had this beautifully made gourmet hot dog with a delicious pretzel bun wrapped around it. Most importantly, Ruby's Pizzeria and Grill has the best customer service. Their employees are there to take good care of you, led by their manager, Thad Willis. So stop by Ruby's Pizzeria and Grill and let them know that the Unequal Podcast sent you there. 795 East, 1400 North in Logan.
Wait, you asked me about coaches staying today, this age. Yeah, 100%.
I don't think it can, though.
Why not? But for the coaches, it hasn't changed, besides the players leaving. But with that said, they can also jump on the portal as soon as in the portal and get any player when they couldn't.
But it depends on the school. Like, if you're at Duke, Kentucky, UConn, yeah, you can get any player. Creighton, you can get any player. Utah State, that I don't know if that's as great as Utah State is, and they are wonderful. And, Westbrook's talked about it, Coach Brooks about the facilities and how incredible they are. But, I mean, there's a lot of players that will go in and say, hey, Coach Carter, NIL situation, what's your money like? What can I get paid? Instead of being like, hey, your facilities look wonderful, tell me about the atmosphere and the spectrum and all that. It's hey, how much can you pay me to play here?
That is the perception, and there's definitely that. Like, don't get me wrong, there is that. But I am seeing, as I've been able to interact with some of these college kids from across the country, that they're starting to get people in their ear to say things more like, hey, what is the basketball situation? I had a young man sitting right here last week that he's going to be playing at a school in Iowa next year. And he sat here with his one of his good friends, and I said, look, he's been offered a lot more money at other schools. But we looked at a basketball situation where he would get the opportunity to play, the opportunity to perform, opportunity to win, and we know that he will make more money. Because of that basketball situation, he's going to make a lot more money in the next 2 or 3 years once he is in the NBA than this, extra $100,000 to go to this school or extra $200,000 to go to this school. So they're making basketball decisions, no doubt. There are some. I think coming to Utah State is very much a basketball decision. Now, does money help make that better? Yeah, but coming to Utah State is a basketball decision. Is Coach Calhoun great? Is the program great? Can I get on the national stage if I need to? And last year showcased that big time.
I was on Twitter yesterday. By the way, you don't follow me on Twitter. I don't know why.
I don't even have Twitter downloaded on my phone right now.
You're retweeting stuff.
I hop on about.
I want to know why you won't follow me on Twitter.
Listen, about once or twice a week.
Just hop on.
About every other week, I'll hop on, and I'll see kind of some things I was mentioned in, and if I think they're cool, I'll retweet them. That's kind of how Twitter works for me. Or X.
Sam Merrill unfollowed me too.
He unfollowed you.
It's been a rough go. Jordan Love unfollowed me. Sam Merrill unfollowed me.
What do you put out there? You see that photo. I don't have the app up.
I retweet positive things, and I got all these guys unfollowing me. Sad. Anyways,
it's a Twitter bot. It's not them personally. It's someone.
It's someone just pushing unfollow.
Yeah, are you being controversial? What are you doing?
You think I'm a controversial guy?
I don't know. I don't follow you on Twitter.
Oh, I guess so. Because I like Mickey D's on controversial. Yes, Jaycee.
No.
So on Twitter yesterday, there's a video. Dave Portnoy of Boston. He does this on Barstool Sports. He does this pizza taste review everywhere he goes, and he was can't remember where he was at. I want to say he was in New York. But he goes in this restaurant, buys his pizza, and in that restaurant, 2 guys come up to him and are like, "Hey, this is great Allsport of Utah State. He's in the transfer portal." And Dave talking about him outside the restaurant, and it breaks out next to him, and he goes, "I don't give a crap who this guy is. Like, I don't care about you if you're in the portal. Some Utah State kid, he's tall, but I don't care. And like then there's like a part, like a clip of the video where Greg gets a photo with Dave Portnoy. Anyways, I want you to talk to me about fame, like because I don't know what it's like to be famous, except in my own mind. So, like, did you ever have to deal with that during your college career? Obviously, in Spain, in Europe, it got bigger, but you're at Utah State. And what was it like before, during, and then after you played?
Yeah, I kind of gas that a little bit sometimes, and I kind of joke. There's a country song by Miranda Lambert that says, "Everyone dies famous in a small town."
Do you listen to Miranda Lambert?
Oh, absolutely. Let's go. Gunpowder and Lead. Like, come on, Miranda Lambert. You know how many awards she's won? Yeah, this is not a hot take. Miranda Lambert has some hits out there. My wife does not like it at all, but yes. But she has a song that I always like, because I came from a small town, 12,000 people. Everybody dies famous in a small town. And it's the idea that, the best teacher in the community dies famous. The high school student that, knocked down the water tower, he dies famous in a small town. Like everyone... And so when people say, "Hey, how do you do with the family?" Like, look, I'm famous in a small town. As I was up here in Cache Valley, absolutely, there's not. I get recognized. I get to talk to people around Cache Valley. I love it for the most part, especially now. And I wouldn't consider it like famous as far as just. I almost feel as appreciated. I feel like people are interested in what I did do and what I am currently doing, and so it's fun. Like last night, I was at my wife's cheer finale of the year with a cheer program. There were 200 or 300 parents there, and it was fun. I got to go through and the crowd and talk to some people. I was like, "Hey, we loved watching you play up there. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, Jaycee, you came and spoke at our house. Hey, Jaycee, you came and did this," and I like it. I really enjoy that. Now, where it gets hard, and when I was in Spain, it was more so. I'm a lot cooler in Spain than I am anywhere around here. I've been gone for 3 years, and I still go there. If I show up to any basketball world, a line will form to take pictures and stuff. Like there's a sense of fame, and that only gets hard at those kinds of things. Like I went back, we did, I just went to watch a game and to go like up the stairs to go out and get snacks and stuff like that. And they're all great people and well-intentioned, but they want to talk to you and they want to ask you things. They want to take pictures, and then it's the next one to the next one. And it's funny, as they come up, they always say, "Just this is the last one. This is the last one. It's the last one for you, but there's 4 more people waiting behind you that are going to come over." And so that kind of gets hard a little bit. And again, I've had a very small taste of it. If I was a Real Madrid soccer player, I couldn't go out in Madrid ever, because the crowd that would form would stop the streets. I think America, over here, we're a little more attuned to that, and we don't flock so much. Maybe celebrity is something we deal with more than the European crowd. But yeah, like Ronaldo would come over here. And we used to do Christmas dinners together with the soccer team, and I always got put at Ronaldo's table for like 5 years. It was Cristiano Ronaldo. And we talk about it a little bit. He said, "Look, I like going to the United States because I can move around. He can't go around Europe and move. He just gets stopped everywhere." Gareth Bale, he's another very famous soccer player. He loved golfing, and he loved coming golfing in the United States because he could golf without getting interrupted. So I don't know if I answered your question or not.
No, it does. Like, when you were playing, you were a freshman phenom, and then things continued to light up for you, like your sophomore, junior, year. Were you stopped a lot on campus? Like, were you? I mean, because I would go around, like, I remember a kid to me, and they're like, "Oh, Jay, Jordan Love is in my classroom," and I'm like,
"Yeah,
that's good for you. That's awesome." Like, and did they freak out though? Was that the same for you?
yeah, you would get moments of that, and it's been fun coming back and running into some people I had classes with. I'm trying to think. I got too many stories on my mind, but one, he's become a very good friend now that I'm back, and he tells me all the time. Like, we got really close over the last 2 or 3 months, maybe a little bit longer, and we're driving to Salt Lake one day, and he goes, hey, we've met before. And I go, what are you talking about? When did we meet? He goes, yeah, we had a class together. The kid's really funny. He's like, yeah, and me, I was from the area, and I had a lot of friends, and I knew people. And he goes, I picked you out in class, and because you look like you didn't have any friends. So I was like, so his experience, he goes, I reached out to make you, to like try to welcome you and make sure you had a friend we're taking care of. And he goes, and I sit next to you, I go, hey, do you think you can go to the basketball game tonight? And he goes, Jaycee, you just said, yeah, I'll be there. And he's like, all right, cool. And then they show up to the game and didn't realize that I was on the team.
Also, they started going to the back door.
Yeah.
In Wyoming.
So he just was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. And we laugh about it now. So there were some of those things that happened. Good things or bad. I'd show up in a class, and I knew eyeballs were on me. My last 2 years, my freshman year, no one knew who the crap I was. But my last 2 years, and like one of my professors, I just kind of tried to keep my head down and do my work, but she called me the little superstar. What's the little superstar per se? And it's in Spanish, the estrellita. And it was fine. It was attention that I didn't really ask for, and it was attention I got. And that wasn't awesome. But I just laughed with her. It was like, hey, yep, I'm here, like, doing my work. And it just kind of at times was a little uncomfortable.
What about the privacy side? Like, I'm just going to be straight with you, man. It is hard to get you to open up about anything. I'll be like, how you doing? Good. Like a phone call with you, Jaycee, is like having to interview Coach Bill Belichick in a press conference. It's one word. It is very monotone. And it is, get me the fetch off this phone call so I can get back to watching my cooking show.
Former Skyview quarterback and Utah State football walk-on, Ted Stokes has established the #1 bankruptcy law firm in the state of Utah. Stokes Law's playbook is helping individuals and businesses overcome tough financial situations. If you're facing garnishment, repossession, foreclosure, or just overwhelming debt, give Stokes Law a call at 435-213-4771 or visit their website, stokesbankruptcy.com. Stokes Law is a debt relief agency and provides guidance under the United States Bankruptcy Code.
And then, just before we started this podcast, I was telling you a personal story. And then, honestly, in my head, because I'm just like you, I'm a private, but I'm not famous. Like, nobody knows who Ajay is. But I'm, like, incredibly private about my life. Extremely. I try to be, at least. And then I'm sitting here telling you, because you asked one question, and I was like, oh, well, yeah, here, let me tell you what's going on. I get done, and I'm like, Fetch, what the heck, dude? Are you Oprah? So I don't know, but just tell me to be that well known and to try to keep your life, or at least some of your things in your life, private. Is that possible?
Yeah, it's possible. You just have no boundaries and those kinds of things. And honestly, yeah, I know every time you do call and we talk,
man,
you either ask me, hey, are you asleep? Are you annoyed? What's the matter? It's like, no, man, let's just answer the phone. Like,
I'm like, you're like, hello, Jaycee. Yeah, what's up, dude? How are you? Great.
No, and as far as it's great. I mean, everyone kind of needs an outlet occasionally to talk about things. We talked about in the one episode that a few years ago when I was having some hard times.
Yeah.
I realized once I just asked one or two questions to people sitting beside me, how are they doing? What's going on in their life? I learned real quick that there's usually some people who want to share with you. It could be good things, it could be bad things, and if I could be that to somebody, I'm happy to.
Did you create a circle of people you could talk to?
Yeah,
I mean, you had your wife, obviously.
yeah, and my wife, and luckily I've met great people through my life, and I didn't have to necessarily create that circle. The circle was it great? Yeah, but some was over a lifetime. My parents, they've been great parents. That was part of that circle. I have like one high school friend, 1.5 high school friends that I talk to on a regular basis. One that I talk to a lot, and he's great. And then the rest of my friends were kind of college friends, people I met in college. College was a really good time for me to meet people that are still very meaningful in my life.
Did you ever meet somebody that made you awestruck? Because like I'm not joking. I remember a year ago, I think you were my color analyst for women's basketball, and I remember in pregame, I turned and asked you a question, and you started answering the question, and all of a sudden I just like zoned out for a bit, and I was like, holy crap, I'm sitting next to Jaycee Carroll broadcasting a basketball game. And you finished your answer, and I just kept staring at you, and I didn't have a response. And I remember just saying, okay, we'll go to break. Because I just didn't know what to do. Because I was sitting next to Jaycee Carroll, and it's still like, we do this inside your beautiful office here upstairs in your home. But I remember, like, just even today, I knock on your door, and I'm thinking, I'm at freaking Jaycee Carroll's house. Just casually knocking on his door. Yeah. It's just...
Well, you're too kind. You're too kind. I mean, obviously, I don't expect to have that impact on anyone or nor seek it. But as far as me being awestruck a little bit, look, being around Cristiano Ronaldo was a little bit of that. I was kind of like, oh, dang.
See, that would do nothing for me.
So it's just because I knew what he meant worldwide.
Yeah.
And how many people would love to have that opportunity to get to know him. But as far as being like intimidated talking to him in that moment, no, not him. Since I got on the business side of things, there's some people that are highly successful that I've been able to interact with. And yeah, I get a little tongue tied a little bit, not wanting to, there's a tremendous amount of respect I feel towards them. And so that's been a little bit, the Real Madrid president, Florentino Perez. He was a guy that would talk to us and hang out with us a little bit. And it was hard for me to have a natural conversation because I think it was, I put him on a pedestal a little bit of, oh my gosh, like, I know what this guy has done and how long he's been doing it. It's amazing. So, but then in the end, just realized, they're just normal people for the most part. If they're normal, good people, they'll talk and interact. If they're not, they'll be a-holes and then you don't want to hang out with them anyway.
I've met both sides. Like, in the media world, I've met both sides. People who are really incredibly kind, interactive. Kevin Harlan was great to me. I never had the first time I met Kevin Harlan. I was freaking out. Clark Kellogg was super gracious.
Yeah.
He was wonderful. But then there's other guys in the media world that I met that are nationally famous and that were just completely, off-putting. And that was... And it's some kind I learned, like, because someone young who's going into the media world and the business, they asked me for advice, and I said, 1, don't get into the business. I said, if you do, 2, be nice. Like, just be nice to people.
Yeah.
I mean, and take time, like, because someone gave you time, whatever, to, help you out. I think it's I think it's turnaround karma to give others the same amount of time and effort to help them out, but... Yeah, well, I mean, this podcast has been fun. It's been a blast working with you.
Yeah, no, it has been. Yeah, and I agree with what you just said about my wife kind of kept that in my forefront. She was like, hey, one day no one's going to want to take a picture with you. One day no one's going to want an autograph. One day these kids, they won't know who you are. And yeah, like the Cache Valley kids growing up now, they don't know who I am. I walk into a gym, and usually I walk into a gym, it's like, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about. And now sometimes I walk in the gym and like, who's this guy? Why does he think she goes anything? So, yeah. I was in that AU practice the other day, and they were teaching a ball screen incorrectly, and I was sitting on the sideline just like screening the sideline. This is not right. That's not what bluing the screen is. And I literally got off the bleachers 2 or 3 times because I was just gonna kindly say, no, that you're teaching it wrong. Like that's not what that is. And but I was like, they don't really are. I'm just a parent at this point. So I kept my mouth shut. I wasn't that parent. I did find someone that was did know that was involved in the program. I said, look, walk over to that little gym. They're teaching this wrong. He's like, okay. And he knew who I was. So he's like, okay. He goes over and correct it. And the coaches that were teaching, they're like, oh, thanks. Like we misunderstood what was written. Like they were still learning. Anyway, so I'm
going to play rapid fire here with you for a little bit. You're at a dinner and you want two famous guys that played Utah State basketball with you.
That played Utah State with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who are the two guys that you feel like would be able to help bring the brightness and like to make people's jaw drop with you at a dinner table?
To make people's jaws drop. Look, golf. No, there's too many that.
No, don't give me the modest saying, I want two guys.
No, look, Spencer Nelson has a natural charisma or draw that people come to. Gary Wilkinson does as well. The more I'm around him, the more people are drawn. And
oh yeah,
I was with him briefly this morning, and one of his coworkers came and said, "I'm so glad you're here because I can give you all my problems to fix." And I looked at Gary and said, "Who do you have to fix your problems?" He goes, "That's the problem. I don't have any like you."
Exactly, buddy.
So him, look, so those guys are great. Obviously, I think Sam Merrill has, for what he's been doing in the NBA the last few years, I think he's a guy that, if him and I are walking down Cache Valley, everyone would be a lot more interested to talk to Sam than me at this point. He's still playing. He's having an amazing, run right now in the NBA, and so I think Sam, he'd be fun to hang out with and do that kind of thing.
Hey, you looking for something fun to do this summer? How about you go to Bridgeland Adventure Park, located in Garden City, Utah. Bridgeland Adventure Park has all sorts of adventures from ages 2 to 92. A 4-levels ropes course with 73 events, a giant swing, a 450-foot-long zip line, or get on a tube and head down the 350-foot slide. They're also accepting business corporate groups. You and your office want to get out of the daily grind? Sick of staring at your computer for 8 hours a day? Well, bring the company over to Bridgeland Adventure Park. Enjoy some delicious food, a snow cone, a fun time with your coworkers, and lasting memories. Bridgeland Adventure Park is located at 722 South First Light Drive in Garden City, Utah. For more information and questions, go to blap.rocks. That's BLAP.rocks.
See, the thing about you and Sam, though, would be the most boring group because neither of you talk.
Oh, my goodness.
Sam is as quiet and like, I remember when we'd used to interview Sam, and Sam would be, he would answer questions straight down the middle, just matter of fact. And Justin B would be like, yeah, you know what? That's a great question. And he would expound on it for you. And he would be so incredibly just bright and personable with you. Sam was just, look, I'll answer your question and let's be done with this. Like, that poor guy. I mean, I sometimes felt bad.
No, not that poor guy.
That he had no personality. Oh, man. His wife's a sweetheart. I don't know how. I mean, that angelic gal, I just can't even imagine what, conversations are like for them. One-word conversations, like you and me on the phone. Hey, I never asked you this question. Where's the one restaurant you'd go to in Cache Valley to have dinner with your wife? You upset her, okay? You're, for example, maybe hypothetically, one time you go out golfing, and she can't find you, and then you make her mad, and you got to make it up to her. Where are you going?
Hey, look, a spot in town that I like a lot that is really good, very kind of authentic Italian food is Lenone. Like, I really enjoy Lenone. The spot that I kind of fell in love with since I moved back to Cache Valley. I didn't go there ever in college, but now that I moved back, I love El Toro Viejo.
Place is good. Do they still do the chips and sauce?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I just had it. I just drove by that place today. I'm not.
All right, so there's those places. Do you know other place I love in town?
What?
I don't know why. What's the place on the hill as you go out? It's a pizza place. What's it called?
Hill?
Or does it start to go out above campus? It's on top of campus.
Is that's not Lucky 13? Is it?
No, it's not Lucky 13. It's an establishment. They got the lunch menu with the salad, and they always ask if you want beets. and then you get a little pizza that has
Frederico's.
Frederico's. Let's go! I love that spot. That spot's amazing.
Pizza's okay. Salad's good. Pizza's okay.
Oh my goodness, it's the most simple stuff, but I love that little pizza, the little shredded ham.
I went to Ruby's Pizzeria and Grill the other day. I had, what did I have? The Liberty Bell. Holy smokes, that was good food. Like, that sandwich was incredible. And I'm really picky about my sandwiches, too. Really quickly, speaking of sponsors, the spa, Mother's Day coming up.
Yeah.
Need to spoil somebody. Oh, yeah. You guys got some things going on, and you guys can share with the class?
Yeah, there's a ton of spring specials coming up. They've already been, they're listed, they're on the website. Spring specials, facials, product discounts. There's some laser treatments for different skin things. And honestly, there's an event being planned with a lot of local businesses that are going to be there. It's tentatively planned for May 28th right now. And everyone comes. We're going to give some of the biggest discounts we've ever done on some services. So
Awesome.
it's definitely a place we hope people come and feel good and leave feeling even better. Let me ask you this: what's your favorite interview you've done?
Oh, shoot, dude, you can't do that to me. Two of them out, like, honestly, and it's just top, like, just because for maybe different reasons, but Stu Morrill, like, the first time I got to talk to him was unreal, because he is such, I wouldn't say mythical, but, like, really, yeah, I've never really had a conversation with him. Then I'm sitting there talking to this guy, and he was so gracious with his time, so wonderful with his answers. Stu Morrill was wonderful. And then the other guy, and by the way, we're going to get him on our podcast, Con Smith.
Oh, yeah.
And
Love Con.
Con is amazing. And if people don't know who Con is, former head coach of Utah State, was an assistant under Bobby Knight, helped coach the 84 USA team, Michael Jordan and that crew. And the stories he has are just second to none. And I've got a hold of Con, and we're going to have him on our podcast, and he said he'd love to do it. So I'm really looking forward to sitting down with him. He's one of those gracious men. So those are two. I read both of them, and it was so good. I've never been as nervous interviewing anybody like those two ever in my life, my entire life.
Good. I need to be more intimidating then.
You are, dude. Again, I call you on the phone. Jaycee, is this you? Yeah. What do you want, man?
That's not true. I'm always very kind.
I didn't say you weren't. I just said a phone call with you's pretty intimidating.
There you go. Well, good.
Well, hey, man, thanks for doing this podcast. It's been a lot of fun with you thus far, and I think this is episode number 15. So, again, we've got great guests coming up, including Coach Calhoun. We'll have Olivia Smith coming up here in a couple of weeks after she participates in the Mountain West Championships. She's top 5 in a couple of track numbers here in school history. So that'll be fun to talk with her as she concludes her career as an Aggie. We're going to have a former linebacker who is about as personable as it gets when he was on the field and off the field. I think everyone will enjoy that one, and we'll have some coaches and such more. So a big appreciation to our sponsors, Abode & Co., Ruby's Pizzeria Grill, Ted Stokes Law Firm, the spa, which is always incredible and so gracious with their time. Guild Mortgage, we appreciate them, and them building Bridgeland Adventure Park, which opens up at the end of May, if I don't burn the park down before then.
or if there's snow's melted.
Or our snow's even melted, or if it won't stop snowing for once.
Yeah.
Bridgeland Adventure Park, good thanks to them. And to the Painted Roses for always welcoming us, and Cole Stalker and his crew. You can find him on Apple Music. Adam Lurcher, our producer, who's amazing and so kind with his time. Appreciate him. And appreciate all of you for listening to our podcast today. This has been Unequaled.
Oh, mama, what a tune could get me to feel this way. I think I'll be coming home. It's been such a long time. Oh, I think I might have made one too many a mistake. If you help me find my way, I promise I'll do the same one day.